Hello everyone, for this objective we just need to get the button to control the light when it turns on and off. So the way we're going to do that according to the Instructable's instructions is to connect the button, one pin of the button to pin 2. So in this example I used the left bottom pin. That's how I kind of navigate the pins on the button. If there's a better way, please tell me, but that's what worked best for me. So pin 2 goes to the bottom left pin of the button, followed by a resistor going to the positive terminal of that. Then at the top right pin we have a male-to-male connector to the negative terminal of the breadboard. And then for the ground and 5V, it's the same for all the other objectives. So I'm not going to go over that because we went over it 5 times already. And then for the LED, I'm using a blue one. And then for the resistors are 1K resistors. And the pin that connects to the LED is pin 13. So in this example, we can see that the white wire is connected to pin 13 from the positive lead, which is the long lead. And that's it. Well, for this objective, we need to be able to press the button and see the effects of that on the serial monitor. So again, for this circuit, all we're going to do is connect the 5V and the ground first to the breadboard. In this example, we have the green and the red wire. We're using a 1K resistor too as well. And we use a button. The way I wired this up is the same for the last objective. But I'll go over it again. So for pin 2, it's the bottom left pin of the button. And then the resistor from there is connected to the positive terminal of the breadboard, which is in the same row as pin 2 from the red wire. Then the top right pin of the button is connected to the negative terminal of the breadboard. So when we press the button, we can see the effects of that on the serial monitor. Okay, so for this objective, we need to get the brightness of the LED to be controlled by the potentiometer. So the first step we're going to do is simply hook up the 5-volt and ground to the breadboard. Once that's done, the next step I did was hook up the LED, and that just goes to pin 9, so the positive lead to pin 9. If anyone wants more explanation for that, I'll give that in any comments, but for now, I think we've gone over how to hook up a LED to a respective pin enough for you to understand that. Then the middle pin of the potentiometer will go to analog 0, and then the two ends of the potentiometer will go to the negative terminal, and one end will go up to the positive terminal. In this objective, we can see that we need to control the speed of the motor through the potentiometer, which is a little more complicated than the light because of the introduction of the transistor as well as the diode. The transistor, the biggest part to remember with the emitter, base, and collector, is the orientation of that, because if that is wrong, then it's not going to work. The diode, I found, can be any value really, and it will work. For me, what I saw as the biggest problem was that the speed of the motor was controlled from the diode value I put in. Maybe that's just a hiccup of my circuit. Maybe more people saw that as well, but that's just something I had. To hook up the potentiometer, it's the same as the previous objective, with analog 0 being the middle pin of the potentiometer, and the opposite ends of the potentiometer being negative and positive. Then from there, you can see how I hook up the transistor. When looking at the circuit, I have it here, we can see that the motor positive end is hooked up to the positive terminal, and the negative end of the motor is hooked up to the very first pin of the transistor, and that is also connected with a diode, and that diode is going to the positive terminal. Beyond that, we can see that the far right pin of the transistor, the collector, is connected to the negative terminal of the breadboard as well. Lastly, we have a resistor in the middle with the base connected to the blue wire, which is pin 9.